Hello and welcome back to another video. It's George here at Theo's Thoughts, and today I'm going to be talking about the third principle I live by, and that is to want others to succeed. And again, the previous two principles are crucial to this principle here. I don't think that you could truly want others to succeed if you're not humble and if you don't have empathy. Now, the main point in this video is to say that success is not always zero sum. It can be, and there are certain contexts where it definitely will be, but it's not always zero sum. One person's gain doesn't necessarily come out of your lot. You can be happy for others when they succeed and still be succeeding yourself at the same time. We need to shift our focus from comparing ourselves to others and seeing how their success matches up to our own. Once we start focusing on how we can be a better version of ourselves and of ourselves only, then I feel like we can all succeed. For example, you may think that you're more successful than another person, or vice versa. Someone else might think they're more successful than you, but they may not agree with you and you may not agree with them. So what is the point in comparing? Success is subjective. Everybody has their own definition, especially when it comes to personal success. The point I want to emphasize here is to stop concerning yourself with other people's situation. All you need to do is focus on your situation and how you can be a little bit better each day. Then again, there's no need to put too much pressure on yourself and only deeming success as an upward trajectory and thinking there will be no setbacks whatsoever. You need to use your self-awareness to know where you're at, how you work best, and where you want to be, and use that self-awareness to get you to where you want to be. In terms of others succeeding, you can't make assumptions on what their definition of success is. However, you can still support them in whatever way that they want to be supported in. Actually talk to other people, talk to the people around you, your friends and your family, and understand what their definition of success is. There's no need to project your own anxieties, your own fear, or your own ideas of success onto them. Just let them define their own version of success and support them in any way that you can, or in any way that they ask you to. Within reason, of course. Now, there is a generic definition of success and what most people would deem as successful in our society. Typically, we see someone as successful when they have a lot of money or they have a lot of power or influence. And these things, these resources, have roots in our evolutionary history. In one way or another, they have been useful indicators of someone's chance of survival throughout our existence. Now, I cannot dismiss the generic definition of success. I think most people would be happy with those two things and would deem themselves as successful if they had those things. However, with my definition, I see it slightly differently. I would measure someone's success by the amount of positive impact they are having on the world and everything in it. People typically see CEOs of big companies, or really any CEOs, as successful. It's a prestigious job, and it normally means that they're going to have a lot of money and they're going to have a lot of power and influence over people. See, for me, and maybe many of you guys, I don't automatically think that a CEO is successful. Unless, of course, the company that they work for is having a profound positive impact on our world. Some people might just think that's absurd. But this is what I mean about having your own definition of things. And in this case, of course, I'm talking about your definition of success. And right now, I'd like you to think about some people that you think are successful. Now, of course, I imagine that the richest people in the world are springing to mind right now. But are there any other types of people that you think are successful? Or is it simply down to the amount of money someone has is the amount of success that they have? And a clear point to make here is that your own definition of success might not be somebody else's. So that's why you shouldn't compare yourself to another person. The people who I think are successful could be completely different to the people that you think are successful. The point here is to say everybody has their own definitions. And I'd like you to think about what yours is to gain some clarity on what your definition of success is. And the reason I want you to do this is to understand that your own definition of success might not relate to everybody else, which means you should understand that what somebody else wants to achieve in their life is their own business. Likewise, what you want to achieve in your life is your own business. Now, I do understand the lure of comparing yourself to others and the strength it has and the pull it has on us. It helps us to understand how we're getting on, how we measure up against the next person. And it helps us to understand where we're at and where we'd like to be and how far away we could be from that. This is a cliche, but it's crucial for you to understand. The only person you should be competing against is yourself or your former self. Now, I'd like to ask you, can you think of examples where you've illustrated your desire to see other people succeed? Can you think of examples where other people have showed their desire to want you to succeed? Or better yet, what is your definition of success? You've heard mine, so let me hear yours in the comments below. Or you may have had bad experiences. You may have had people that have actively tried to stop you succeeding. You yourself may have been secretly hoping that someone else doesn't succeed. Just think about why that could be. And it might be down to the fact that you view success as zero-sum. You may think if someone else wins or if someone else is doing well, then that might reflect badly on me. Or of course, you could be someone who is just happy for everybody when they succeed. And good on you if you're one of those people. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like. If you enjoy me talking about the principles, you want to hear more, make sure you subscribe. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the next principle that I live by, which is to be emotionally aware. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.